You are on Mngxitama on Sunday Live. We're coming to you from my downtown Johannesburg. This is the 8th episode, and we apologize for starting late. And we also have a bit of a flu, so my voice sounds a little bit funny. Anyway, last weekend we broadcast from Zimbabwe in Inanda in Durban. We visited Zimbabwe, Durban, Inanda, to see how our people live there. Those of you who have not seen that episode, please go on BLF Facebook, please go to a Black Opinion Facebook. Also just go, I think, beautifully to the YouTube channel, Black First Land First channel. You will get last week's episode. We're in Zimbabwe, in Inanda, in Durban. We visited Umama Yimba and the 7 children she has. They will live with her in what is not a house. It's a health hazard, dangerous situation. We ask you to help us to build a house for Umama Yimba. We promised her and her 7 children that we will do something. That house is falling. It is held together by the wardrobe. Shocking thing is that when Inanda, this particular Zimbabwe area was built, RDP houses, it was built after 1994 by the President Mandela's government. They did not build toilets for our people. They built RDP houses, ugly ones, small ones, disorganized fashion. They did not build toilets. What did Mandela and his government and Joe Slovo think our people sanitation will come from? We are forced today to do something about it. BLF has already written a letter to the mayor of eThekwini. We've raised these matters very sharply with her. We've asked for a meeting with her. We will go see her. But we must do something ourselves. That is why, as Black First, Land First, we are going to build a house for Mama Yimba and the children. Well, you must help us because we're a poor organization. Come through, let us build a house for Mama Yimba in Zimbabwe and Nanda, Durban. Now we start on a sad note as well. Yesterday, the family of President Zuma bid farewell to their beloved son, young man, 26 years old only, Mngxitama Zuma. Some of us did not know him, but when we heard the messages from the people, from Ubaba Zuma izolo, masongcwaba ingane yakhe, umfoka Zuma, Mngxitama uvusi, umfana omncane oshile izolo ebengcwatywa sebesikhona nathi eRandburg. Kuzwe kabuhlungu uma sibona sizwa futhi ukuthi lo mfana lo wayephethwe isifo bathi lupus. Lezo sifo akufuni ukuthi uma unaso bese kube nengcindezi kuwena ngoba sivele senze inkinga enkulu kakhulu. The young man Vusi Zuma had lupus. And lupus does not need stress. And the boy loved his father. And the role of the media, we understood the role of the media yesterday in contributing towards the demise of a young black man who had a bright future, who loved his family, and his family loved him dearly as well. We also add our voices to the Zuma family as Black First, Land First, as the people of this country, that we have them in our thoughts, and the Lord and our gods and ancestors must keep them strong. And to Vusi we say, as we say, Vusi's health was complicated by the media. The father spoke there and the media was not there. It was shut out because the family understood the role the media played. If you think about it, when the older brother of Vusi, Duduzane Zuma, came down to South Africa to bury his brother, he was stopped at the airport in a choreographed manner for the media to humiliate him, to say he's arrested. They kept him for 3 hours in the airport, telling the media that now we have arrested the young man Duduzane Zuma. They did not have a warrant of arrest. They stopped the guy. They put the guy in the police station. They told the world, they told the media that they have him, they've captured this criminal. And it was all over. When in fact it was all planned and choreographed with the white monopoly capital media to humiliate him. Because they could not get to Zuma, the president. Because Zuma has defeated them. They are harassing his children. This is something we must not allow. No one should be treated like that only because your father was a president of the country and your father wanted to give back the country to its rightful owners, black people, and Duduzane has been treated like that. We must reject it. We must not allow it. The NPA is basically being used by the media. The NPA is used by the media. Clearly the media told the NPA to go and arrest Duduzane. And it called the media and told the media knows before anyone knows. Because this is not about fighting crime. This is not about fighting corruption. This is about a political assault and attack on President Zuma and his family. Akumelanga sikuvumele lokho. Umfo wakavusi loshile, uvusi Zuma, ubhuti wakho omdala, uDuduzane uyafika eSouth Africa uzongcwaba umfo kubo. Amaphephandaba behamba nayo NPA bayahamba bayambopha lo mfana uDuduzane Zuma ngaphandle ukuthi bebe nayo imvume ukuthi akwenze lokho. Bese bayasabalalisa nje ezindabeni zokuthi ya simbophile uDuduzane. Kubuhlungu kakhulu lokwenziwa manje kumndeni yokaZuma. Sicela umphakathi ngaphandle, please abantu bakithi asimende iqiniso singakuvumi kwenzeke lokho. The Zuma family, we say you keep strong, and in fact I just will see when we review the media, they say Duduzane Zuma kept a low profile. They're just lying again. Duduzane was very strong yesterday. He was very visible yesterday. He was a pillar of strength in many ways. He was interacting with us. He was interacting with the family. He was making sure everything is right. And actually, I was quite inspired by his strength, by being unfazed by all these attacks that are happening around him. The media is lying. It says he kept a low profile because they want to demonize him. They're demonizing Duduzane Zuma because we know he is in business with the Gupta family, and the Gupta family has shaken white monopoly capital. That's the only reason they're doing this, plus the father. Now let's turn to another matter. You know, BLF is the only organization that came out and say, hands off the Mngxitama Trust. Not only that, we explained that land expropriation without compensation is not about taking land from black people. Inhlangano yethu iBlack First Land First yona inhlangano yaphuma yakhuluma ngesilo. Sathi thina umhlaba weMngxitama Trust akumele ube umhlaba okhulunywa ngawo uma sikhuluma ngokuthi umhlaba kumele ubuyiselwe kubantu. Size sabana lokhu kusithi iBLF says respect the king. Hands off the Mngxitama Trust. We came up with this campaign. This is now almost 6 weeks this campaign has started. Ngaleso sikhathi Khalima Motlanthe, uJulius Malema, uSiramaphosa bonke besithi iMngxitama Trust mele ichithwe. Bayithuka nokuthula bakuthuka nesilo. iBlack First Land First yathi akumele kwenzeke lokho. Siyajabula ukuthi namhlanje sikhulume sithi isilo sabiza imbizo. Isilo esikhulume kanye nje. Zonke lentsholaboya lezi. Manje sakhulumi lento bezikhuluma. All these sellouts have been put into order. The king spoke once, and now all of them they are saying, no, the Mngxitama Trust will not be. Well, we are happy. BLF was clear from the beginning. Hands off the Mngxitama Trust. Hands off the king. The land we're talking about is the land in the hands of white people. And just to say, uMalema no Ramaphosa. Lonyaka ondlulile bahamba bayobona isilo. Behamba bephethe izilwane inkomo. Bafika laphana bazinikeza isilo. Mabeqeda ibona futhi bathi umhlaba weMngxitama Trust awudliwa unikezwe uhulumeni. Le nkomo bathi kumele zibe namadlelo kuphi. ngoba ibona baletha inkomo ngoba qeda ukuletha inkomo la esilweni bayajika futhi bathi cha bafuna isilwe sibe nomhlabathi yakulunga lokho. You guys sent cows, guys, as gifts to the king. Now you turn around and say you want the land to be taken away. We ask the simple question, where do you think these cows are going to graze, guys? So you give the cows, you take the land away, what must happen to the cows? So you see, you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to play very bad politics. Hands off Mngxitama Trust, hands off the king, and we must also raise the issue. Indaba ye Mngxitama Trust isuka kakhulu ngoba labafana nabo naye uRamaphosa bafuna ukuthi sixoxe neMngxitama Trust singaxoxi ngendaba omhlaba ezandleni zabamhlophe. Kgang ya gore Mngxitama Trust le fatshe le motla sa dikgosi tsa rona magosi a rona batho ba bantsho tshantse le a tsewe a tsenye motla sa puso e tla tshwarang ke bona magogorwane a tshwanang le bo Julius Malema. Ke ka ntlha ya gore ga ba batle re bue ka lefatshe le le ntse le madimo mo diatleng tsa basweu ba sireletsa basweu ka gore ba lwantshe rona batho ba bantsho. Re itse gore re na le mathata le magosi a mang a rona. Kgang eo ke ya rona ya lelapa santse re bankanye rona re le batho ba bantsho. Jaanong bona ba re a lefatshe le le motlatse ga diatla tsa rona batho ba bantsho le tsebe ga ba bue ka lefatshe le mo diatleng tsa basweu. Black First Land First has come out and said hands off the land in our kings, hands off the land in black people's hands, go for the land which is in the hands of the land thieves. So something we must be aware of, the media using a Stratcom tactic. It is trying to say the king and AfriForum occupy the same position, opposing land expropriation without compensation. Mele sikulungise lokho. Ngoba kuyacaca ukuthi amaphephandaba angaphansi kwabamhlophe azama ukuthi isilo nabamhlophe kwe-AfriForum bamendawonye abafuni umhlaba ubuyiselwe kubanini babo. Akho qiniso lapho. Isilo sithi nje umhlaba ongaphansi kwathi abantu abamnyama awuthathwe. Umhlaba ongaphansi kwabantu abamnyama ungathathwa. Uthathwe umhlaba lo sizandleni zabamhlophe. Inkulumo yesilo le ichazile futhi embizweni ukuthi isizwe samaZulu sesilwe kakhulu nabona abamhlophe bezama uthatha izwe lakithi. So this idea that AfriForum and the king are together opposing land expropriation without compensation is a lie, is a Stratcom strategy, is a white-owned media strategy to try to protect white people who stole our land. Mele kucace lokho. Isilo asithi izwe lingabuyi. In fact lifuna izwe libuye. Ngoba izwe latshontshwa thina abamnyama. There's a message that I want to send out just about Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. You know, all of us who are politically aware have our differences with the Prince. But you know, when you think about it now, 24 years later, look at what he has done and look at what the ANC has done with regard to the land question. The ANC and the PAC negotiated with white people. Let us repeat that. The ANC, the PAC negotiated with white people. They were in the negotiations. What did they get for us black people from the negotiations? Actually nothing. The deal ultimately was we must buy land from white people. Now let us see what the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi has achieved. On the land question, just before the 1994 elections, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi negotiated that 3 million hectares of land must be given to the Mngxitama Trust. 3 million hectares. To understand the magnitude of that achievement, you must understand this. In the past 24 years, the ANC has bought back at more than 50 billion rand. Bought back. In the past 24 years, the ANC has bought back only 8 million hectares. Let me repeat. Without paying a cent, the Prince Buthelezi negotiated that 3 million hectares must come to us under the Mngxitama Trust. The ANC in 24 years has bought 8 million hectares at the price of more than 50 billion rand. So the question becomes, who got a better deal? The ANC or Prince Buthelezi? At this point, I want us to pause to deal with a technical problem Is that technical problem resolved? Let me just check from the team. Are we? Okay, I just want to check with the technical team. Are we on all the important platforms? Are we on all the important platforms? What platform is out right now? BLFSA.
Yeah, Twitter.
Oh, the Twitter account BLFSA is
And
out.
Black Opinion, Facebook.
But
Working.
plus, please go to Black Opinion Facebook. Go to you are on my page Mngxitama on Twitter, and also there is what is it? YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Let me just give you some bad news. Next month, another petrol hike. Next month, another petrol hike. I've stopped counting how many times we have petrol hikes. But the question, this is the news that will never make the news. Who benefits from these petrol hikes? They don't tell you this. They say this petrol hike happens some miraculously, some outer space like processes. I think it's almost like aliens are responsible for petrol hikes. Ipo izona bathi zenza ukuthi sibhadale ipetrol ephezulu. Iqiniso ebengalikhulumi amaphephandaba ukuthi ubani ozuzayo lokuthini bale kulokukhuphela ipetrol. It's shocking. It's shocking. President Ramaphosa and his big friend Johan Rupert are some of the beneficiaries of the petrol hikes. Let me repeat that again for you. Some of the beneficiaries of the petrol hikes is Ramaphosa, President Ramaphosa, and his business partner and handler Johan Rupert. There's a company, Shanduka. Shanduka, we know, is a company Ramaphosa. They say they sold the shares to Pembani. The truth of the matter is that those shares are still there. Pembani's got interest in the petroleum area, engine in particular. So every time there's a petrol hike, President Ramaphosa hears a ka-ching-ching, money going into his bank account. You pay more, he gets more. And then he turns around and he says, we're going to do something to solve your problem. No. Ramaphosa, Johan Rupert are the guys who are killing it from your money. Now, you know, I was just driving on a Taxify, and this guy said to me, my brother, abantu bayamkhumbula, bayamdinga, bayakhala ngoZuma, bayamfuna. People are missing President Zuma. This man says these days, anyone I put in a cab who's black person, they all say the same thing. We have made a mistake. Zuma was the best president. We have a guy here who's making our life a misery, not even in 6 months. So, siyamkhumbula President Zuma. And now it is clear why they kick him out, because they wanted to make sure that go up, petrols go up, life becomes expensive, and they make money out of it. I understand that our food is ready. If our food is ready, we'd like to see some food. I'm very hungry. Before we now, I'm just saying that is why the hashtag Ramaphosa must fall is so important. And I'll come back to this towards the end. Since yesterday, Gwede Mantashe has got a mining imbizo. Mining charter imbizo is told here in Johannesburg. Gwede Mantashe has excluded all black people from that mining imbizo. Gwede Mantashe has basically surrendered our minerals to white monopoly capital. The company or the group of white miners under the Chamber of Mines now control the mining charter. We have lost our minerals. When President Zuma was removed, Zwane was removed. Wow. But at least we gained something, some meat. There's some meat, we're going to eat some meat. But all I'm saying is, we're going to have a feast here. We're going to have a feast here, man. It's going to, can I just have a taste, man? You know? I start with the heart. Before we talk about, this is good. This is really good. This is
nice, yeah?
Oh, this is nice. Please just Sisi, increase your rate. It's the heart. It's gonna make my heart strong.
Yes, my head too is.
This is really good food, and I'm gonna also just go for the liver.
Yes.
Isibindi lesi, inhliziyo nesibindi.
Yes.
Uhlangene.
Yes.
Is it true inhliziyo yebhubesi le?
No.
Okay. We're gonna eat later, but the food is really nice. You must come out here. On my mind. Fresh food, nice food. Okay, thank you. Where the montage has started, as I say, a fraud.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Where the montage has a whole process to give white people our minerals. We must not allow it. BLF is going to object. We're going to organize with other civil society organizations and landless people and Zamazamas to say this mining charter is a very bad idea for black people. So whether we're watching you, we know what you are doing. We know you have refused to accept certain organizations to come in there. We have asked to be accredited organizations of black people who are in the mining sector. So the mining charter as it stands today is a very bad mining charter. It's a fraud. The mining charter is a fraud. Kuda, please remove this food from me, please. Because if you don't, I'm not going to install. Thank you. Now I want to talk about an Italian crook. An Italian crook called Adriano Mazzotti, good friends of Julius Malema. Let me see if we have anything here for this man. Adriano Mazzotti, a good buddy of Julius Malema. There you go. Adriano Mazzotti, Juju's man, Juju's brother, Juju's founder, an Italian mafioso who is responsible, who's involved in drugs, you understand? He's involved in cigarette smuggling, and he pays for EFF. That's your man, Adriano Mazzotti. There with his buddy Juju, and I think that is their strong guy on the other side. Don't mess with the Italian mafioso, they're coming for you. So the mafioso is coming for you. Anyway, Adriano Mazzotti is a man who has captured part of the legislature. When you see people in parliament shouting, doing all funny things, they are hired by Adriano Mazzotti. And in fact, we know it is not a secret, it is not speculation, it is not media. Adriano Mazzotti has paid for the EFF to contest the elections in 2014. We know that now. Adriano Mazzotti owes the state 600 million from taxes he refuses to pay. The shocking thing is this. Adriano Mazzotti's 600 million tax problem has disappeared. Oh, who else's problems have disappeared? Julius Malema's tax problems also disappeared. What's going on here? What is going on? Here you have a guy who, on an affidavit to SARS, confesses that he's involved in money laundering, he's involved in other criminal activities such as cigarette smuggling. In an affidavit before SARS, it all disappeared. What's going on? The young man, Duduzane Zuma, is being harassed. President Zuma is being thrown in jail. Here is a criminal, self-confessed criminal, and saying that, yes, indeed, I've made these mistakes, or I've committed these crimes. And our SARS, we're supposed to be fighting corruption. Pravin Gordhan and his people who went before the SARS Commission did not say a word about the 600 million of Mazzotti, which he is not wanting to pay in taxes. We believe it's more. Well, Mazzotti is the guy behind Julius. Julius and Mazzotti's tax problems disappear into thin air. The media knew about this, but because at the time Julius was fighting Babu Zuma, they made sure that they ignore the matter. Well, the matter can't be ignored anymore. BLF is taking action. Land First is taking action. Mazzotti must account. And the legislature, parliament, must be liberated. We can't have a parliament which is captured by Italian mafia. BLF, that's why we're going to contest election next year, to make sure that we clean that parliament. You can't have opposition parties being funded by an Italian mafia. You can't have SARS, which is under control by Italian mafia. You can't have a media which decides when to bring out information to protect the same white mafia, Italian mafia. So BLF is taking action. This week, there's going to be a media announcement. Mazzotti, we have our eyes on you. We know what you are, we know what you represent. But my brother, now we have our eyes on you. 600 million tax bill, confessions of crimes, and nothing happens to you when our people are being harassed. No, that's not going to happen. Sorry, Juju, we're coming for your man. Mazzotti must account. So this week, Land First is going to be coming out, and we're going to announce the actions we're going to take. It's going to be several actions. We're just consulting with the lawyers, but Mazzotti, you are on our radar, bro. A shocking thing, news which did not make the news. Do you know that the Democratic Alliance has literally refused to obey the remedial actions of the public protector? Let me repeat that. The Democratic Alliance in Western Cape is refusing, has decided to take a decision in its so-called parliament not to obey the remedial actions of the public protector, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Remember, Advocate Mkhwebane has ruled that the Western Cape Parliament must take action against its premier, Helen Zille. Helen Zille, for her racist tweets that says colonialism is not so bad. Colonialism, a process that brought mass murder, that took our land, that enslaved us, is the one that this Helen Zille says colonialism was not bad. In fact, she said there were we must thank colonialism for some so-called developments. Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane got a request to investigate. She brought out a report. It says action must be taken against Helen Zille for racism. Shockingly, the Western Cape Parliament has said it doesn't take the decision seriously, it will not implement it. You know, the Constitutional Court of South Africa have said the decisions of the public protector are binding. The remedial actions of the public protector are binding. And everybody was making a big noise about it when the decision went against Zuma. Today, the media is not saying a word about the fact that the deadline has been met, has been reached. They have 30 days to take action. They have point blank said they will not obey the remedial actions of the public protector. This is breaking the law. This is criminality. This is arrogance. This is racism. And Julius Malema has given these people political power. The DA today that says it will not take action against Helen Zille for racism is in power in Tshwane, in Joburg, and in the Nelson Mandela Bay because of Julius Malema. He gave them political power. Is Julius for black people or is Julius Malema for white people? Today, we have Helen Zille coming out point blank saying, I will not, and her party, through their parliamentary dominance in the Western Cape, they will not respect the remedial actions, findings of the public protector. White people are arrogant. That's why it's shocking for some of us that any party can give political power to such an organization. Now, I just want to come to the newspapers quickly. Actually, you know, my note here it simply says disgusting. This newspaper, all of their headlines, we start with the Independent. The Independent says, Hawks to nab Jay-Z's son. That is the Independent. This is disgusting. They say tomorrow they're going, the NPA or the Hawks, Sunday Times, Zuma's worst nightmare, Duduzane to be charged of the Gupta's attempt to buy themselves a minister. Disgusting. City Press, charged for graft, and it's the same story. Duduzane must appear in court tomorrow. So, the media, again being choreographed, with the NPA and the Hawks, are running a media trial against Duduzane Zuma. Remember, last week when he arrived, they kept him for 3 hours at the airport, saying that they are arresting him. They said that this case is about, listen to that. This case is Jonas, it's Mngxitama Jonas, claiming that AJ Gupta offered him 600 million to become a minister. And he, Mngxitama Jonas, refused the 600 million. Firstly, he didn't have enough bags to put all the 600 million inside his bags because, I mean, he says they were offering him there at the Saxon World. But Mngxitama Jonas is a corrupt guy. We must remember Mngxitama Jonas ate the money of the funeral of former President Mandela. A guy who can eat money of funeral is the one who can come today and tell us that he is not corrupt. Huh? You ate the money of funeral ka baba Mandela wena Mngxitama. Umkhuphilis omkhulu tata Mngxitama. Uyayazi loo nto leyo. Cha ingxaki yakho ngoku. Ngupravin Gordhan. Ukwenza ube inja yakhe ulume abantu abalwa nabo aba ongqowankulu abamhlophe bangabafuniyo. Uyasetshenziswa, uyavuma nawe. Uyavuma yokusetshenziswa ngabamhlophe ngalendlela enjeni. If you go, anybody go read the report of advocate Thuli Madonsela on so-called state capture. Read what she, Thuli Madonsela relies on, she says, the cell phone towers signals. In her own report, she places Mngxitama Jonas at 2 places. In fact, not Mngxitama Jonas, Duduzane Zuma at 2 places at the same time. So, Duduzane was Spider-Man. So, Duduzane was Spider-Man. He's a Saxon World, that's an airport at the same time. So, we are flying, it's a joke. This is not going to fly. This is not going to fly. In any event, it is Mngxitama Jonas' word against the words of all others. I mean, anybody who knows basic law knows that that's a story, that's a rubbish story, cannot go anywhere. Does Mngxitama Jonas have any evidence besides his word? And can you trust a man who ate the funeral money of Nelson Mandela? You can trust a man who we know is an agent of white monopoly capital. He himself is implicated in the corruption that happened under a treasury. 4 billion rand. A treasury was put under the table when he was deputy minister and Pravin Gordhan. We opened the case with the Hawks. The Hawks are chasing a dead story. They are not doing anything about the 4 billion rand story where information and evidence come from the same treasury to show that Mngxitama Jonas and Pravin Gordhan know about the 4.3 billion rand which was used corruptly in that department. No, just like the Estina case, this case will collapse. They are doing everything to try to remove our focus from white corruption, from the fact that there's a judicial commission of inquiry that's looking at real corruption, all corruption. Instead of going there before Judge Zondo, they're creating all manner of games. They must leave alone the young men. Their father is defeated. They must leave the young men alone. Disgusting. That's all I can say about the newspaper reports this week. Let's run quickly to the international sphere. Let's start with Zimbabwe. On the 30th of this month, we're going to have elections in Zimbabwe for the president and for parliament and all the houses of parliament in Zimbabwe. This is the first time after the coup that we're going to have elections. Now, I just The shocking thing is that what I see in Zimbabwe is a stampede to serve Elizabeth. You know Elizabeth? Elizabeth. The woman, the old woman, evil old woman in the UK. Is a stamp. All the political parties in Zimbabwe today are all rushing. It's a heartbreaking thing to see that ZANU-PF has become a lapdog of imperialism. I want to give you a quotation from Mngxitama Gwisai. Mngxitama Gwisai was an MP in the MDC of the late Morgan Tsvangirai. They kicked him out. Mngxitama Gwisai is a socialist from Zimbabwe. He's a lawyer who works with the workers' rights. He was with the MDC, trying to influence it the right direction. They kick him out. He was a member of parliament. And this is what he says about what is happening now with the new MDC under what I call Nelson Chamisa. Advocate Nelson Chamisa. I call him the pretty boy. I just don't have a picture. Next week I'll show you a picture of Nelson. Nelson is beautiful. I mean, let's not be jealous now. The guy is pretty. Nelson is a beautiful boy, right? The pretty boy of Zimbabwe. He's up against the coupists. The crocodile. The man was raised by Mugabe and then stepped Mugabe on the back. Nagwa. So you have the pretty boy against the coupists. All of them in a stampede to serve Elizabeth. The elections of Zimbabwe are not about Zimbabwe, about surrender. Let's listen to what Gwisai Mngxitama says about the MDC. I'm going to quote, it's a longish quote, please bear with me. And I quote Mngxitama Gwisai. I do not consider changes in the MDC as progressive. Rather, there is a regression from the MDC of 1999. That MDC was controlled and based on the working class. It fought against the ESAP, that was the World Bank program of structural adjustment, neoliberalism, and the IMF. It supported land redistribution to peasants. Today's MDC is the opposite of all those things. It's controlled by a cabal of anti-working class middle classes, led by a clique of neoliberal lawyers. Jivukut, puppies. It's a clique loyal to American imperialism. And that supports sanctions that affect the ordinary people the most. A clique that is likely to go into a government of national unity with the junta, after the elections, to unleash a tsunami of austerity or ASAP number 2 against the workers, the peasants, the youth, and the poor. I close quote. That is Gwisai Mngxitama. Now, let me tell you a short story. I know the guy called Dr. Sibanda. Dr. Sibanda. Nkululeko Sibanda. He's a spokesperson of Pretty Boy, of Advocate Chamisa. Nkululeko Sibanda, I knew him as a student who was running away from ZANU-PF government in the early 200s. He came to my house. I hosted them for about 3 months. I supported ZANU-PF and I told him that, look, if I was in power in Zimbabwe, I'll do exactly what they are doing to you. So I'm not sympathetic to you from that point of view, but as a guy who's in exile, who's running away, I host you. We used to have very, very long, difficult discussions. The guy went abroad, got himself a PhD, he's back, he speaks, he's a spokesperson of Pretty Boy. Now, I've asked him on Twitter to come and be part of this show to explain to us what does Pretty Boy stand for, except being beautiful and making press-ups in the middle of Harare. Pretty Boy is an amazing guy. He's talking about bringing the World Cup to Harare. I mean, please, man, we understand what do you stand for. The coupists below, they just want their position because, of course, I mean, yeah. Let's leave them. Dr. Sibanda, anyone out there watching this show, please tell Nkululeko Sibanda we want it. Quickly, Haiti. Next week I'll talk more about Haiti. Because some of the platforms have collapsed. There's no electricity here and so on. Haiti is always ahead. You know, last week the government of Haiti decided to announce Petrol hike by 38%. No, we are with the people here. It's beautiful. I mean, it's, the people are coming out, the music. It's life. This is life. But let's go back to Haiti. Last week, the government of Haiti announced that it's bringing up the price of gasoline by 38%, diesel 47%, kerosene 51%, starting from this weekend. You know what happened? The children of Dessalines, the children of Toussaint, the children of those slave warriors who defeated Napoleon in 1804, they stood up and rose. They blocked the cities. They burned down stuff. And you know what happened? The government of Haiti has decided to suspend the implementation of the rise of prices in petrol. Small Haiti, backward Haiti, oppressed Haiti stood up when the government said they want them to pay more for petrol. What are we waiting for? Let us be like Haiti. Maybe it's time to ban a few things. Make sure the Ramaphosa gets it. We don't like the fact that he makes money out of our suffering. Ecuador, our brother there, Rafaela Correa, was a very popular president, served his 2 terms out. They are taking him just like they are taking Zuma, they are taking Lula. Now they are taking this man who's not in power, but in Ecuador, they want him to be jailed, just like they want Zuma to be jailed, just like they want Zuma to be jailed and Lula. Why? Why imperialism across the globe? It sees these presidents who are popular and are progressive. It wants them out of the picture completely by using puppets to go after them. We must all say this: hands of Lula, hands of Zuma, hands of Correa. It is our revolutionary responsibility, because these people are being persecuted for standing for the masses, for the people, for change, for the economic liberation of their societies. They have perfected this model in Brazil. Now they took it to Ecuador. They've done it in South Africa. And it's all about jail, using the judiciary. Remember, last time I spoke to you, in a few weeks, I talked to you about a judicial welfare. That's what is happening. Lawfare, using the law to solve your political problems. That is about what happened in Ecuador. We must support a different hashtag. Ramaphosa must fall. Hands of Zuma, hands of Lula, hands of Correa, Ramaphosa must fall. This story of him announcing another hike is not going to be allowed to happen. Now, I do not have the time, but I wanted to talk to you, and I'll do this next week. I want to talk to you about this chap here, Batista. Batista is the dictator, an American agent who ran Cuba. He loved good things. He loved things like the July horses things. What are they called? The horses. Devon July. I mean, we'll bring you better pictures, but they are feasting and dressing well and oppressing the people. It's shocking that people who claim to be part of the July movement of Che and Comrade Castro, their aesthetic, their desire is the desire of Batista. They live like Batista, but they claim to represent the ideals of Che and Fidel. Look at this. The aesthetic representation of a revolutionary and a counter-revolutionary. There you have the counter-revolutionary Batista, the guy of the July. And here you have Che, you have Castro, the revolutionaries of the people. Look at them. Beautiful. National. Next week we'll talk more about the ethic of revolution and what is happening in this country. Now, in conclusion, before a conclusion, let me just say BLF got visited by a revolutionary movement from Botswana, which is emerging, and they brought us a very, very nice gift. I wish you can see this gift. And it's a Biko, it's a Pan-Africanist, and a nice message. This message comes from the Real Alternative Party of Botswana, a friend of BLF. They came to our offices and we're not there, unfortunately. We will make an arrangement to see them. They understand what we stand for, and we understand what they stand for. So,
10,000.
yes, to come to the conclusion, I just want to say to this. Julius Malema says I'm swimming in debt, and he's right. I'm highly indebted like all black people are. He's not because he got Mazoti money. But there's a problem, Julius. You got my 10,000. I want my 10,000. I gave you my 10,000. I took my last, there's a shocking thing, was my last 10,000, which I gave you to register the party. Meanwhile, you had money from Mazoti. Why do you do this to me? And then you laugh at me to say I am broke. Of course I'm broke, bro. But I gave you my 10,000. I want my 10,000 back. Juju to khopela 10,000 yaka. 10 stina. 10 blocks. It is kya ka ba gaetso. Go patshele madi yame ra. 10,000 yame waitere. Gato wile we nwele ko news cafe man. O tla 10,000 go go itsa go news cafe nna ke sna sepe ke o mpona la ke tlhopegile ke le so. Ke go patshele ta ka ra. That was a message to Juju. Juju's followers, please send him the video, tell him that I want my 10,000. He's sorted, he's got Mazoti, paid millions to him, including the thousands. Why take money off a poor guy and turn around and laugh at the guy and say the guy's poor? Meanwhile, you have his 10,000. 10,000, Kimadi Amanzi Tat. In conclusion, it was my birthday yesterday, but you don't have, Chief, where is the, just do something. It was my, okay, let me start by saying, that man doesn't know how to open a wine when there is no opener. Chief, take a knife, push it down. This guy has never, he's always going to the Large, the July. He's a July man. He's asking me where, I'm putting these amazing glasses here. It was my birthday. Many of you, bring the meat, bro. Many of you, okay, let me just cut this me. Many of you send messages, beautiful messages. So I'm enjoying my birthday right here now. Yes, that's Mngxitama live on Sunday. I'm enjoying my birthday. Can you put the mask? Okay. Put the mask in your mouth. In the meantime, let him get just push it down.
We are trying to.
Yes. Please, I just want to sort. Yeah, bring it here, and the pen. This is for the revolutionary people. This is you need to know what you're doing.
Happy birthday, right?
It's for my happy birthday.
Because
It is for my happy birthday. You must know what you're doing. Yes. This is wine from stolen land. We're coming for it, and we're coming for the land. That is for you.
thank you.
That is for you.
Thank you.
That is for you. Take. Hey, stand here. Come.
I'm done.
That is for my happy birthday.
Full day.
Yes, thank you.